Hey everyone, I'm Dave with Beastmade Reviews, of course a channel dedicated to reviewing quality at different price points. Welcome to another video in my unboxing or haul video series where we can go over some of the stuff that I have that got sent to me for a review, but I don't necessarily have a spot for it just yet. Now I did another video previously on EDC stuff. This is kind of part 2. I have a lot more that I could do, but if you want to go see more EDC stuff, you can go in the link up there and go check that out. Let me get some of this stuff out of the way. I think I'll go with this first. The weirdest one, I think. Actually, you know what? No. I'll do the briefcase first, since it's the biggest. All right. This is awesome. I am so thrilled about this. This is a briefcase by the company Kravar. Now, Kravar is a brand out of Indonesia, making really good bags and briefcases. They sent me a couple of things for review, and though I don't really have a spot for briefcases right now, I definitely want to do something about it in the future. And so I want to show you what I chose with them. This is one of the more popular designs. And this one is not even leather on the outside. This is obviously canvas, and I think it's wax canvas if I'm not mistaken. It's not super waxy though. What I think is really cool about this, first, is just the way that it kind of scrunches in over the shoulders. Kind of gives you a little bit more protection from the rain and the elements. Leather in all the spots that you need leather. First of all, I love canvas and I love wax canvas. So for me, this one really spoke to me just from an aesthetic point of view. Also too, this is somewhat cheaper than just a full leather version, which I think is very appealing for a briefcase. I think saving money where you can, I think is worth it here. Since this has really great construction and leather in all the places you need it to, I don't necessarily know if having a full, thick leather briefcase is worth having necessarily. Not against it, but I think there's a case to be made for using a canvas bag. Definitely not as heavy. It has a lot of similar properties that leather has, and I think it just looks cool. You get more choices with colors and different contrasting colors as well. Now, this is obviously kind of a forest green on there if you can't tell, and then the accents are in black, or at least it looks black. I'm not exactly sure. It could be like a dark brown, but from where I'm sitting right now, it looks black, but the stitching is brown on the outside. Brass buttons, stud buttons on the top there. Oh, there we go. Grab handle on the back, if you didn't see that. Grab handle on the back with a good, generous pocket there. And this one is their medium size, I believe. It's not their smallest, not their largest. It's in the medium range. I wanted this size in particular because I think usually whenever I pick a bag and it's the largest possible size, it usually ends up being too big. This size for me is just right. It has just enough space for things that I would normally carry, and it's not going to be huge whenever I have it on me. And I'm not a small guy, but I don't like having a huge bag. On the inside there, look at that contrasting color there. Really cool. Oh yeah, here we go. Also got this by Kravar. It is a notebook they have, and like a notebook journal cover. Really nice leather on there. It's all burnished edges. I believe this is veg tan leather, and I believe they process it in Indonesia, if I'm not mistaken. And this is, I believe this is compatible with A5 size and your moleskin sizes as well. Easy to use, obviously, just a sleeve on the inside. Is there anything else in there? I'm not sure. I think that's it. I think it's just a sleeve. You can put it different ways if you wanted to. If you want to put it on the inside edge there, and there's an inside edge there. So if you want to fit it through there, put a notepad on the inside here, like a vertical A5 notepad, place for a pen. Really good design from them. Obviously has BMR on the outside, so you can get that engraved if you want. I guess I'm keeping this one, unless your name is Bryson Matthew Rodriguez. So that's the journal cover there. Really great. A lot of space on here as well. See, I don't think I got anything else, did I? Oh, that's right. They also sent me this. A card holder. Look at that. Beautiful. Little card holder wallet. Love that. Great leather. Man, really great. They just keep coming, I guess. Got more stuff. Keychain fob there. Love that too. I like the aged antique brass. Really cool. And then here is the shoulder strap. Got a nice shoulder strap there, nice and wide, with a little bend in there to bend really easy over your shoulder. And then it's padded as well, with a little bit more of a textured finish there from, it looks like canvas or something like that on the outside there. So that'll keep it in place. I'm not going to go over a full review of this bag, but just wanted to show you what Crevar offers. And I'm really excited about this. Really great bag. BMR again there. Looks like you can engrave pretty much anything that you want. Those are pretty tight. Yeah, really great bag by Crevar. Definitely stay in the lookout for this on my channel. I'll be featuring that pretty soon. All right, now let's get to these. Been wanting to feature these for a while. These are some newer flashlights by the company Woobin. Now, Woobin I featured on the channel before a little bit, and I really like them. They're another Chinese brand out there, but it's a good Chinese brand, I should say. There are plenty of counterfeit brands in China, so it's sometimes hard to explain to people that there are a lot of bad Chinese brands, but then there are some good Chinese brands that are making things pretty affordably and making really good quality stuff as well. Woobin is one of those brands, and they have pretty unique designs as well, I would say. I haven't seen these anywhere else. They kind of specialize in this square design of flashlights, though they have other styles as well. These are some of the newer ones that they came out with, but these right here are the X2 Pro right here, and then this one is the X2 Pro UV for a UV lamp. First of all, this one has a little bit of extras they sent along. They sent this little cap right here. So I guess you can kind of do like a little lamp, or if you need like a red light at nighttime to save your eyes, you could do that. And then it has a tail cap, optional tail cap that I installed on here, and this is one of my complaints. This is one of my complaints about this design. I have a few complaints about this design. I think they had to actually redesign it because some of the things weren't working like planned. Now, they've launched some of these on Kickstarter, and this is another kind of a little quibble here that I have with the brand. Kickstarter kind of shields you from some of the pitfalls of launching stuff on your own. You kind of spread that risk around with people who want to just be an early adopter. And if you're okay with that, I guess it's cool. But in this case, if I were to be one of those people that were an early adopter, I would have kind of gotten a little bit shafted here unless they would have returned it. I'm not really sure. But the tail cap on this doesn't really work well. I've installed it as best as I could, and everything is on. It just does not want to turn on. It will sometimes turn on. If I take it out, whew, that's another one of the things about this. I wasn't sure if I had this on right at first, but looking at it, this is the only way that it could go on. It slides on and it has a little contact point. But this part right here is plastic, so it feels like it's going to break or something. But it snaps in place. You can keep it locked, and then it still just does not want to turn on. Everything is on. Turn it off. Turn it on. Okay, there you go. See, I'm holding it down, and that's not a normal pattern. It doesn't keep the lock on there. It's supposed to be a kind of momentary switch where you can kind of hold it for just a brief thing of light. See, it doesn't do it there either. Don't like it at all. So the X2 Pro is kind of unique in the way that it operates. You can have either a spotlight, a beam, or a flood. And then on this one, you can actually switch it between regular mode and UV mode as well. And you can also switch it between the front light and then the side light. The design and the features I thought were pretty cool. Like, I like having everything on here. This one even is RGB as well. I don't remember how to use this. And this is another complaint about these, is they're a little bit more complicated to use than your normal lights. Normally you have, your kind of normal operations on and off, just one switch each. And you have press and hold for certain modes. Sometimes you'll have a double tap or even a triple tap, and that will change modes as well. And so you can try that and get different things. But first, let me do the another kind of thing I don't like about this. It has an on and off switch, but it doesn't mean it's going to turn on. It just means that that's the mode switch right there. So all the way forward is the forward light, and then the middle is the side light, and then you have a lock so you don't accidentally press it, which I guess is kind of cool, though it did just press there for some reason. So all the way forward, and you can kind of blend it you have a side button here, all the way down. I think this one is the flood, if I'm not mistaken. It looks like it. And then as you press it, you can blend it, as you can see, until it goes all the way to the beam. And then that blink means it's all the way to the max setting. So there's the beam right there. Okay, so you got like different modes of brightness. Just holding it there cycles through everything. Okay, cool. And then double tap, what does that do? Nothing. 1, 2, 3, no. So then you go to the side mode. Side mode, you have a little light here that has a little articulating head, which I think is pretty cool. And you can go to the regular mode. Another one of my problems here is that it doesn't turn on right. See, I have it on the side button, and it wants to be at the top. So there, switch it back. Doesn't want to do it. Okay, turn it off. Turn to the side. There. All right. Hold it all the way down. Then you switch it to the RGB, and you can change it between different colors. Pretty neat. Okay. Hold it down and it switches. Double tap. Goes to like bright mode. Then hold it, RGB. And I think holding an RGB and then double tapping goes to signal mode. And you have different signals that you can use on that. The switch is broken. There's something about it that's a magnetic switch. And apparently it doesn't work exactly right. As you can see, it doesn't want to turn on right there. So the top switch will work most of the time. It just bothers me. Has an articulating mode there. You can turn it there for brightness, maximum brightness, minimum brightness. Magnetic tail cap right there so you can mount it on stuff. Cool in theory, but I just don't like the way it works. And then this one, the only thing that's different about this one is at the front, instead of being RGB, is actually UV. So there's a regular light. And there's a UV light, which you can't tell. Cool in theory, but they just need a version 2 of this, and I think it would be perfect at that point. But this one is great. This one is their G5. Obviously, this one is another design that is like the square design. Very, very small. Pretty cool. Obviously rechargeable. You can see the USB port right there. All the way down is locked. You can turn that on for the light. And then it just has a little switch on the side. It articulates a little bit, and it goes forward. Ugh. But it's not easy. Magnetic tail cap there. There's a brightness all the way up and all the way down. And then if I'm not mistaken, this one has RGB as well. But great little EDC light there. I really like that a lot. So far, no complaints with this one. This one works just like advertised. Really great. And these are not big either. I mean, these are chunky, but obviously they fit in your hand. You can fit that in your pocket, no problem. They're a little bit on the heavier side. I think the battery lasts a lot longer on this. Not exactly sure the lumens on this. This one doesn't have quite as many settings for light intensity as these do, but it's a little bit easier to use. For me, this would be my ideal choice here. Oh yeah, it's got the little clip on the side there. That's pretty cool. You can move that around either side. So these two, maybe wait for version 2. This one though, really great to go ahead and get that. That's awesome. Now this is a single scope viewfinder thing from a brand called Knox. And Knox kind of specializes in binoculars, casual, sporting type of scopes, just like this. They have all kinds of different colors. They obviously have the dual binoculars if you want that. Comes with a little case, comes with a strap, and little microfiber cloth there. Of course, you can use jinkies if you want to be extra cool. But the reason I got this was because it's so small. My son, for a couple of years, was in archery, and this helped a lot. Just viewing the target, not super expensive. It has a little tripod mount there, which is really neat. You can change the focus, and then it goes out if you want to put it close to your eye for a little bit more shielding from the light, and then it can fold back in. This one is only one magnification, doesn't really change magnification at all. But if you want something that just allows you to zoom in a little bit better than your phone, this allows you to do that. And in fact, you can use this on your phone if you wanted to. Put it on the camera lens of your phone, and it allows you to kind of zoom in a lot better than your phone typically does. This is definitely not something that I would EDC every day. This is going to be something specific for certain things. If you're looking for outdoor use, bird watching, watching games, kids games like I was doing, this is great for that. Now, I didn't want to use a binocular because binoculars are huge. Having this half the size of a binocular, at least, is a great feature. So I wanted to have something that was a little bit lighter and more portable. And if I needed to put this in my pocket, it would kind of be tight, but I could do it. And so that's what I love about this one in particular. All right, now let's briefly show these. Now I've shown Gear Infusion before, a couple of times actually, and I haven't opened these just yet. I plan on doing a better video about this in the future. But Gear Infusion makes a great wallet. Actually, probably one of my favorite wallets of this style. Really great, no screws that you have to use, just a slab of metal on each side. This is a newer kind of branding for them, just a Gear Infusion wallet. They used to call it the Pulse XT or something like that, and they just renamed it just the Gear Infusion wallet, which I think is a great idea. But you can change the elastic on this, and if you like Ridge or you like that style of wallet, this does it even better than that. So I really love Gear Infusion. All of this is made in the USA by, I think, just one guy in Pennsylvania. The designs are great, and then the functionality is superb. Now, I haven't opened this yet, but this is one of their multi-tools called the Ever Ratchet. And as you can see, it's like a little pry bar with a multi-tool on there that allows you to put a bit driver in there, and the bit driver acts like a ratchet. If you didn't want to use that, you could put the flint in there and use it for a fire starter if you wanted to. Here's all the tools on there. The Key Titan is a carabiner keychain, which is really great. This is obviously made of titanium, grade 5 titanium, really lightweight. It's not your normal carabiner. Really like this design a lot. And then this is one of their more popular items that they sell. This is their Brew Soldier, which is a bottle cap opener. And it's so easy to use. Just a really tiny little guy, made of titanium, fits on your keychain as well. But obviously, as you can see, it's really easy to use. You just grab the cap and then snap it off. Pretty inexpensive for what you get here. One of the best wallets that I've ever used. Really fantastic. And really cool multi-tool and keychain right there. So really great items from Gear Infusion. Check them out for sure. All right, last but not least are some new sunglasses from WMP Eyewear, or Wear Me Pro. What I love about Wear Me Pro or WMP Eyewear is that everything is pretty inexpensive for what you get, but you get a good quality here. So I think the balance of quality to price is excellent. These are obviously aviators, teardrop aviators. Really like these a lot. If you have pets, they donate a lot to animal shelters. So every order is one animal helped, which I think is pretty cool. Everything comes with these really nice little bags there. I did a video about Wear Me Pro a while back, and that was pretty popular. These are just some newer designs that came out after that video. So let me show you these. Oh yeah, that's pretty cool. And these bags, I don't know if you saw, these bags, obviously you can put the sunglasses in here to store them, but they're also microfiber, so you can use them to wipe down the lenses. Nice glasses here. Got some metal arms there. Really nice colors. Translucent brown there. Pretty neat. And then this one, that's pretty cool. Almost like a Wayfarer style design with the green lenses. Got the metal arms. Some of these are polarized. They may actually all be polarized, I'm not sure. But they have a little polarizer test, which you can't see on camera here, but you put that there and then put the glasses to see a little message there. You can't see it, but it says looking sharp. Oh, you can. There you go. Looking sharp. WMP Eyewear, Wear Me Pro. Excellent sunglasses. Definitely go and check them out. If you're looking for sunglasses, but you don't want to spend an arm and a leg, and you may not even care about having the absolute best quality possible, WMP Eyewear is my choice here because you just get a great value, cool looking designs. It's just a great company, so definitely check them out. All right, last one here is something by Odin Wolf. Odin Wolf is a knife company, and as far as I know, they only make fixed blades. So they sent me 3 here that I want to show you. These are great. Nice little neck knife. This one, I believe, has a Scandi grind on there. Made of D2 steel. Really small blade there. Obviously, you get a lot more purchase there on the handle than you actually do for the blade. Nice little sheath there, just snaps in place. It comes with a paracord as well. So you can have a little nice neck knife. And then I also got it in a different color and a different configuration here. So OD green on this one, but this one has, can I open it? Yeah, got the harpoon. Look at that. I love a harpoon blade. I think they just look so cool. As well as offers you a little bit of a sharper point there on the tip. D2 steel again. D2 will rust on you some. It's a semi-stainless steel, but it's a really nice, inexpensive steel. And these knives are not expensive at all. I don't remember the price on these, but it was a very good price for these style of knives. Now, I will say, for a neck knife, that's kind of on the chunkier side. And it is on the heavier side, too, for a neck knife. Personally, if I'm looking for something like a neck knife, I want it to be featherweight, because I don't want something to be super heavy on my neck. This is not really super light. It can definitely be used as a neck knife. Really good knife. I just kind of wish that it had a way to take off maybe the handle so you could have a little bit less poking out on the sides. And I don't know, maybe that might save on the weight too. I don't really know. But that was their neck knives, but they also sent me a larger knife as well, which is this right here. And this one is really cool. Look at this. The harpoon blade on there. Really nice. Being very careful with this so I don't cut myself. Got some jimping on the top with a little bit of an incline there for a thumb rest. And it's got a little finger choil there. Great knife. It's got great ergonomics, especially for a fixed blade like this. Again, a little bit on the heavier side. I don't know how thick that steel is. Pretty thick. I don't know the measurements and details on this, but really cool. Comes with a sheath. Nice Kydex style sheath. And a flint. Fire striker there. And you know, I don't always need flint and steel, but if you can put it on there and keep it out of the way in the sheath like this, I think that's pretty cool. Let's see, can I open it? It's a little bit of a chore there, opening it. Could be a little bit better. Slides in and clips in place. That's right. You got the little, what do they call this? Great clip there on the side. No problem getting that on a belt. Look at that. That just clips in place. This right here is kind of okay. It works. I wish they had a little bit more purchase there on your thumb. As you can see, it's not perfect. I wanted a little bit more there, especially with a knife like this, so I can control it a little better. But overall, really pleased with that. Great knife. Again, this one not terribly expensive for what you get here. I think the price on this is very reasonable. You get a lot of blade for the money here. I don't know how young Odin Wolf is. I think they're on the younger side as far as a company. Their selection isn't necessarily huge, but they have a lot of variety in what they do offer. And of course, they have a great price on their blades as well, so definitely check them out. That is all I have for today's episode. Definitely go check these links out if you're interested in any of them. I'll see you next time. I'm Dave with Beastmade Reviews.